Hi all, my name is Noah Hoffman. I'm a two-time Olympic cross-country skier and a USADA anti-doping athlete presenter. It's my pleasure today to host a remote episode of The Pitch as we continue to take safety precautions in light of the global pandemic. I'm going to give you a look today into the Athlete Presenter program at USADA. The Athlete Presenter program is an educational model in which former athletes present to current athletes. It's part of USADA's mission to be an athlete-centric organization. They want athletes to be at the center of everything they do and to be involved in all decisions, because after all, their mission is to create clean sport for athletes. As a former athlete, I'm able to relate to current athletes when I present to them. I was tested over 35 times out of competition by USADA, and I had to file whereabouts for over a decade. We're trained by USADA to make sure we're giving accurate information, but we also can throw in little tidbits about our careers that make it relatable and make the athletes understand that we know what they're going through. One story I love to tell when I'm presenting is a story about when my cat was diagnosed with asthma. I was still living at home at the time. I was a young athlete, and my family and I were all getting used to what it was like to have an anti-doping control officer show up at our door to collect a urine sample unannounced. When my cat was diagnosed with asthma, it was prescribed steroids as the remedy. It had to take half a pill every day. One time, in the morning, I was watching my mom and she was cutting my cat's steroids in half on the same cutting board that we use to eat off of. I was flabbergasted and I was sure that our food had been contaminated with this cat steroid. I kid you not, that afternoon, a doping control officer showed up at our door to collect a sample. I basically didn't sleep until I got the results of that sample back. I was so nervous that I was going to test positive for my cat's steroids. Stories like that help athletes understand that I've been through what they're going through and that I know that it can be a total pain to comply with the rules and to make sure that you're being a good part of the anti-doping system, but that we all have to do our part to ensure a level playing field and that it's so important that athletes are bought in. One thing I've learned since being involved with USADA is that they have the resources and they're available and they're there to listen to athletes. When I was an athlete, my teammates and I would talk all the time about how we suspected so-and-so of doping, or sometimes we had credible evidence that our competitors were doping or that people were doing things that were not allowed. And yet we didn't know that there was a place you could take that. We didn't know that we could actually take action. We thought the system was just broken and there was nothing we could do about it. Now that I'm part of USADA, I know that that's not true, that they're there to listen. And conveying that message is one of my primary goals when I'm presenting to athletes. I've had a couple of great benefits that have come out of being part of the Athlete Presenter program that were totally unexpected. One is I was connected to and had the opportunity to join an organization called Global Athlete, which is a new organization about a year old that's working to elevate the athlete voice in international sports governance. We believe that there's a gap, that athletes are not a big enough part of the decision-making in international sports governance, and that the athlete voice and athletes need to be elevated so that we have power to help shape decisions internationally. And Global Athlete has been an amazing platform for me to help work towards that goal. Additionally, I've been working to support the Rodchenkov Anti-Doping Act and to show athlete support for this act. The act is currently pending in Congress. It's already passed the House of Representatives unanimously and is sitting before the US Senate. The Rodchenkov Anti-Doping Act, for the first time, will bring the force of federal law enforcement to the fight for clean sport. So I've had so many doors open to me thanks to the USADA Athlete Presenter program, and I really believe that we are making the educational model at USADA best fit the needs of athletes. That's all we have time for in today's episode of The Pitch, but please reach out to USADA with any questions you may have. They really are listening. And tune in next month for another episode of The Pitch.